Alright, hello and welcome back to Ashgabat Cat, so let's play that. Today, we're taking a look at Cyber Police ESWAT. Just briefly flick through the pictures, listen to the sweet background music, although we'll be listening to the music pretty soon, so why am I doing this actually? Anyway, going back for that L. You know, it's kind of funny, because you look at the picture there and you think, oh, okay, they're all in a row, but if you look at the actual Astro City arcade stick, they're kind of tilted or angled. Strange. That being said, today it's Cyber Police ESWAT. I remember this one from the Genesis, back when, well, obviously I never had Genesis, but I had a bunch of Genesis ROM collections. Well, legal ones, released officially by Sega, mind you. And ESWAT would be in some of them. I believe it was just the Genesis collection for the Xbox 360 was the only one I had. It's not the only one it was released in. And it had ESWAT. Man, look at that guy just walk into the car and shoot at the car like he's some sort of robot. Not exactly the best initial impression of this game, but man, even playing this game on the Genesis version though, it's like it was still pretty cool. You're just going around shooting people. I later realized that is basically the formula for Rolling Thunder. And ESWAT, well, I mean, okay, ESWAT, technically you're a cop and not a secret agent, but it's like, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Although I hear in this one, well, in the arcade version, there's more of an emphasis on the cyber robot suit. But I don't know. I have a good feeling about this one. Because I remember the Genesis one being pretty good, and you look at reviews online and they're like, man, this game is terrible, the arcade was better. And so it's like, hey, if my standards are so warped that I thought the Genesis version was good, what can wait with the arcade? Plus, the Genesis version, I feel like there was more of a startup sequence on the robot. This is just kind of blast through screens, this intro screen, and it's like, come on, man, that's... You get promoted captain, assistant chief, no one cares about the third level, and then ESWAT. Oh, not if you take a shot to the face, you're not getting promoted. Okay, good. Those skateboarders had shotguns. Because, like, I just reflex shot that kid, and it's like, uh-oh. That could have been a morality test, and it's like, oops, you failed. Oh, no. There is a limited shot going on. What the heck? Also, you can shoot up. That sounds like a trivial statement, but I believe in Shinobi you could not shoot up. And believe me, there were a few times in Shinobi when I wanted to shoot up. Whoa, what is this guy doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What is this guy? Actually, it's pretty great. Mission, okay, he was the boss. I was gonna say, this guy, a little spirited for a regular enemy. Also, I was going to say, this guy reminds me of Blanca. It's pretty great. Also, you see my partner in the car? Yeah, me neither, because he's not getting out of it. What the heck? Come on, man. Real life isn't that scary. Q50 guys just shooting at you apropos of, I wouldn't say nothing, but not a lot. One guy just shot a knife at me. I mean, you might say the correct verb is through, but did you see the way that knife went? In its, like, perfect length. It's like, no, that dude just shot a knife at me. Whoa, that's a grenade. Okay. Don't shoot the girl. Well, that's great. Thanks for putting the girl at gun level for me. Mission accomplished. And all it took was a little critical thinking and not shooting the girl in the face too many times in a row. Third suspect is a sketchy looking guy with a gun. Oh man, but don't confuse him for any of the multitudes of people you've killed on the way to him. Whoa. Oh, that's pretty cool. Dang, this guy's pretty acrobatic. What does he need the robot suit for? I do remember the Genesis version though, like once you get past like level, I don't know, 5 or 6 or something, or no, once you get to like level 4, then it just becomes this like weird platforming challenge. Of course, this was something I could only get to with save states, but of course this was also in the Genesis version, which doesn't let you continue infinitely, so fair. Save states are my credit feeding. But anyway, oh geez, what the heck? They lied. The picture had him with a gun, but this dude is an anchor. Wait, what? And I can only shoot him in the brief moments of vulnerability as he like ponders throwing his giant ass anchor at me. What the heck? Your cop has evolved to ESWAT. It's like a turtle now. What the heck? What the Okay. Let me just say, that was pretty funny. What the heck? Oh my gosh. There's a special weapon. I don't know why this is surprising, because it was shown off in the intro, but like, you just pull out your special weapon shooter. Oh man. This game. Oops. What a bad time to run out of special shot. Wait, what the heck? He just shot me a bunch, and I shot him a bunch, but I won the war of attrition? What? Sega, what did you do? You screwed up when you made this game. You just made it really fun. You didn't even make it, like, mean-spirited or, like, credit stealing or anything. You just made a gun that was, or you just made a game that was just fun. Sega. I love how it's like you play Shinobi and it's like, okay, it's this super serious game and there's like checkpoints and you gotta play it correctly and like you're armed with traditional ninja weaponry and like, okay, maybe if you play real well you'll get a gun, but even then it's basically, well, I guess it's an Uzi, it's not just any gun, but you don't get anything too fancy and you've got to continue. And it's just this super stayed in the wool game. And then you get to this game and it's just absurd. It's like, on one hand, yeah, you have to apprehend the criminal, but basically just shoot anything and everything that gets in your path. And it's like, are they bad guys? And then the game is just like, do you want them to be bad guys? Like, why is that such an important thing to you? This like whole moral conscience thing. That's pretty great though. He gets this robot suit, and thanks to my own ineptitude, now he's using it to like superpower his punches and kicks. Still a valid use, but this is pretty ridiculous. And the best part is, like, Shinobi wasn't like not ridiculous. Shinobi was still pretty ridiculous. It's just this game is like 5 times more ridiculous. Ratsley trafficking in narcotics. Also, he had a hit and run. Actually, that's still a pretty big crime, but still, I kind of like it. He's like international drug dealer. Also, he was involved in a car accident 5 months ago, and he didn't give the other guy his insurance. You've got to bring him to justice. Also, that guy was me. Please get his insurance information while you're at it. Oh my gosh. And the best part is, it's like the game is just fair enough that if you really wanted to, you could like almost play it the legitimate way. I of course choose not to, but still. Oh my gosh. Oh, whoa, that's a lion. Okay, I guess it's technically a tiger, but I feel like this is not a point for semantics. This is a point for submachine antics. Nature's finest predator has nothing on mankind's finest machine, the armed police Z-SWAT suit. Also, what the heck? Did the other guy just like leave? He's like, nope. I'm gonna use my distraction tiger on you while I leave somewhere else. Oh, I just got 90 shot. What the heck? It's almost like the shot is like some sort of tax for like not paying attention. It's like, come on, man, don't go ape. You gotta be paying attention. Not even Shinobi restricted your shots. Of course, Shinobi also had forced you to continue, so it's not like that's a giant monkey. And so, well, okay, that's kind of a special weapon. Come on, game. Game, there's a giant monkey at me. I need to defeat him. Help. Well, I guess this is the way. You just jump and shoot in your giant robot suit while you fight a giant monkey. I guess he's a gorilla. That's... That's not even the highlight of this game. Any other game, if you're in a robot suit fighting a giant monkey, you'd be like, dang, that's something Alert the Press is right home about. Tell everybody. But this one is just like, yeah, we're taking a bit of a breather. You're just fighting a giant gorilla. No big. And it's like, not unironically, that was a breather level. What is that? Just ambushing you with giant trucks. It's like Sega just found the secret to the arcade. You just make crazy stuff happen. Make a bunch of crazy explosions and have the gameplay that like kind of works in a way that it sort of extracts your money like a tax, but it's like, it's not so bad. Like, we're not like Wonder Boy levels here where it like literally takes away your health as the game goes on. It's like, no, Sega, that's the wrong way. Now, of course, these randos just throwing random stuff at me. I mean, it basically functions the same way, but it feels more socially acceptable. I ran out of ammo, so now I have to fight the monster truck by kicking it. You know what? All I can say is, let's go. Bring it on, pal. Yaruze. I was even formulating my excuse. I love that he gets out of the monster truck. He's like, dude, I've seen enough, man. You just take me in. Just don't kill me when you take... What the heck is this? A legend war criminal. A legend war criminal. It's like, what war? And the police chief is like, didn't you see the question marks? We don't know we don't exactly have a lot of intel on this guy. What the heck is up with this? Because it's like you play the Genesis version and it's like, it's almost kind of serious. It's like, what would life be like if you were a cop? But also some of the time you could be in a robot suit, but only some of the time. But this game, it's just like, what if guns? Also robots. And it's like, I kind of like that premise more. Especially because I don't go to arcade games to ponder the moral quandaries of the world. I go to shoot a bunch of stuff. Also sometimes robots. I like how your partner just picks you up. He's like, actually, this was the wrong building. This was a completely unrelated semi-military installation. Let's take you to the right place. and you're just like, dude, I gotta shoot a bunch of stuff. That was the right place. Multi-million-dollar war machine stopped by a cement post. That's just how it goes. Oh no. Did you see that line of shots though? Literally impossible to dodge. Stage 11? What the heck? I've been having so much fun. I thought this was like stage 2. I don't know. I have not been paying attention to what the heck? These dudes are just riding hovercrafts, just taking pot shots at me. This is the cheapest thing ever, and it's like I can't even care. I'm just having too much fun. Man, as a kid, I just played boring older arcade games like The Simpsons or whatever. But then there were games like ESWAT out there. Okay, I'm not gonna rag on The Simpsons. It's a pretty fun game. But, I mean, as absurd as The Simpsons are, it takes a pretty close second to freaking ESWAT. And the best part was, it's like, we just did all that stuff, but it's like, why? I don't even think that there was a bad guy there. It was just a bunch of stuff. It's like, I don't like the look of that place. A bunch of shifty looking thugs around. Better just shoot them all. And it's like, wait, what? Oh, come on now. I do like those power-ups. Oh, it came back. Nice. I also love how the power-up shooter just kind of pops out of your giant backpack. Oh, there were 2 of them. Well, I was going to say the intel lied, but I mean, they didn't exactly specify there was only one of them. They just heavily implied it. Oh, let me guess. We're gonna have another level where it turns out this guy was just a decoy robot, and actually the real war criminal was, I mean... I love this. It's like, who are we fighting? It's like, your chief is just like, you know what? My criminal senses tell me there's a real bad guy out there. It's like, I don't know, chief. What did he do? And it's like, you know, he's probably a war criminal. And it's like, chief, you can't just accuse somebody of being a war criminal with like absolutely no proof. And the chief is just like, okay, alleged war criminal. I don't know if you caught all that, but that button I was like smashing over and over was the continue button. And you know what button the game did not want you to be able to do? Continue. I read about this online. Sega does this thing where it's like some of their final levels, they're like, they won't let you continue. So it's this weird sort of dichotomy where it's like, okay, in the first part of the game, it's like you can credit feed whatever. In fact, you're almost incentivized to credit feed because at the very end, what you've got is all you get. And so you just die. Well, I mean, you die, the continue screen comes up, but you can't continue. Long-range supersonic weapon. Everything is text. This is real. But it's pretty great because the ESWAT suit, I mean, yeah, that's a giant robotic suit that you put over a dude to like drastically increase his killing power. But at the same time, like, it's not like a RoboCop suit that like also makes him a robot super cyborg that makes him like infinite reflexes and like basically an unstoppable killing machine. It's like, no, you're basically a dude that like has a giant chain gun strapped to you, and like most of the point of the suit is basically to support that giant chain gun. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you and say that the chain gun is not great. The chain gun is amazing, but like, it's not like you're fundamentally different than a dude with a pistol. I mean, ignoring the fact that a chain gun is like 50 pistols strapped together, firing one after another in sequence, able to reload immediately. You ever see those A-10 Warthogs? It's basically a giant gun they built a plane around. He basically has one of those on his hand. Oh my god. I'm not going to say ESWAT is the best game of all time, but I am going to think it for at least the next 10 minutes. Oh my god, ESWAT. It's like you just tossed a whole bunch of crazy random ideas and just throw it into a game. And you know what the best part is? I'm not even mad that they pulled the weird, like, continue thing. And again, this Astro City Mini comes with save states, so if I really want to... Oh, are there alternative routes? No. The only alternative is how much damage you take. And it's like, even though it didn't let me continue, I almost want to do it. Just put in more credits and continue. I will not. I know that's a trap. I've felt that feeling so many times. I've continued some of the times, and it's like it almost never pans out. But that's the hallmark of a really good game. It can pull like this sort of cheap stunt at you at the very end, and you're not even mad. You just all you can think is like, when can I play this game next? And also too in the arcades, I mean, yeah, like I burned through like what, 6 some odd credits in like 10-20 minutes, no problem. But if you think about it, 6 credits in 20 minutes is not a terrible value proposition. I mean, yeah, I could kind of see this. Although I feel like, yeah, that's almost the same sort of value proposition as The Simpsons. It's just The Simpsons is maybe like, I don't know, a little bit slower, so, and a little bit longer. Whereas this game is just like pure adrenaline action. Dudes are literally just coming at you from both sides of the screen just like constantly. It is like almost impossible to play skillfully, and yet it kind of is possible. I do love just like how much stuff they throw at you. And it's like, okay, yeah, you go into an ESWAT level and it's like, oh man, you got to apprehend the bad guy. But then it's like you get into the level and then it's like 30 seconds later, it's like you're shooting him and it's like you don't even realize he's the bad guy. It's like that's how quick these levels go by. It is crazy. Well, I think we can math this out. So we played for about 20 minutes. I want to say there were about 13 some odd levels. So that's barely over... No, that's just under a minute per level. And it's like, good gosh. Good gosh. You play something like Super Mario Brothers. I don't know why I keep coming back to that. And it's like, each one of those levels is like, I don't know, minute and a half? Maybe a little longer if you die at any point in time and have to like, or you have to like think and figure things out. Which admittedly you don't have to do a lot of the time. But it's like, you go through a level, and it's like, man, it takes a while. Whereas ESWAT, it's like, and plus to Mario, it's like, it's the same sprites over and over, repeated forever and ever. I mean, again, it's the NES. What do you expect? But then you play this game, and it's just like, you walk to the right for like 5 seconds, and it's like completely different. You're faced with like, okay, shooting all of these giant things. You walk to the right a little bit more. Okay, now it's a bunch of dudes just popping out of doors. It's like, okay. You walk a little bit to the right even more, and it's like, okay, now it's a boss fight against the turrets. And it's just like, you are just constantly barraged by new stuff. It is absolutely absurd. Okay, wow. Usually I try to come up with like a witty thing to say at the end and just kind of transition into this cat's got a scab, but like, I've got nothing, man. I've got nothing. I feel like the only word that can encapsulate my feelings right now is ESWAT.